Hi everyone. I literally just kicked play and there's a cat wandering around behind my laptop screen. She knows. Oh, she jumped off the desk. Maybe she'll be back in a different way. So today I'm going to do something I don't usually do. Have I done one? I must have done one before. I'm going to do an unboxing. I'm not, whatever. It's going to be my first time looking at a deck. It's not. I swear to God. I swear to God. Okay, here we go. I'm not going to do like a full, I don't have the setup to do a full table flip through. I'm not going to talk about every card. I'm just going to give you the vibe of the deck as I perceive it in the moment with some, not all of the cards. We'll see how we go. I just thought I've been away for a couple of weeks. This deck arrived while I was away. And so I haven't been on for a little while. So I thought I would come on here and just take a look at it. So when I say unboxing, that's already a lie. I've taken it out of the box because I'm too fumbly and nervous on camera to do a good job of it. So this is the Moonjube Tarot. Now I backed this on Kickstarter and I initially found it because I really wanted to be more intentional with my tarot deck buying. So I was really good for like a year. And then I got this like ravenous hunger. I can't even describe it. And I like acquired a ton of new decks. So I'll be working my way through those probably on the channel at some point, including I'm waiting on like 6 Kickstarters. I have never done that in my life. It's too much. It's too much. I already recognize my folly, even though if you ask me to take one off the list, I don't know which one I'd take off because I'm really excited about all of them. But I really wanted to look for specifically Canadian creators creating Canadian decks. So Moonjube is the artist's name of, it just says illustrations by Moonjube here. I did look up her name. Is it going to actually say it in the little guidebook? Donna Outram. And she's based in Alberta. There's the little guidebook. The box is really nice. It's got a lovely feel to it. Magnetic side closure. Really pretty on the inside. Little ribbon there. Lovely. Lovely deck. And I think if you are waiting on this deck, it's probably just come to me a little bit faster because it's domestic shipping as I'm in Canada. Yeah, I thought we would just go through some cards and talk about it. I'm not going to do a full analysis of each card because I would feel really under pressure to that since it's my first time looking at them. But I think you can get a real sense of the vibe of this deck. And I also pulled down a couple of Oracle decks that I thought I might use with it. And now, if you are, well, I'm going to say this at the end so you can see whether or not you're interested based on how they look. So this is a wide deck. So that is the, that's the backing there. Here's a standard Smith weight. Okay, so there's the back and there's the standard Smith weight. So like Oracle card size, which is fine with me. I have big hands. It might be a deal breaker for some. Linen cardstock. There's no way my camera is going to show that. Matte. Feels like it's going to be a great shuffler. Lovely. Love everything aesthetically about the deck. Feel is gorgeous. So let's take a look at a couple here. We might as well do the Fool since we're all here for the Fool. So the Fool is a real sort of jester. You can see obviously the Smith weight influence here. I really like the inclusion of that carousel in the background. And the flowers, and there's a real childlike joy here. I also like that he's already off the cliff. I think that's quite funny. And this blend of sort of beautiful tsunami wave about to take you away, but also this sort of cloud. Where is he going to end up? It's funny. It looks like the dog is going way more for the bag than him. Maybe it's full of treats, maybe. But that's our Fool. So you can see the whole deck is borderless, really vibrant colors. Like the backing is a great choice for this deck. And I love the big chunky titles too. I don't always, but I love it on this one. I don't know if you can hear my dog pawing at the ground. He's going to lie down. I'll show the first. Oh gosh, I'm not going to show every card. I'm not going to show every card. I'm not going to do it. This is the gorgeous magician. Isn't she beautiful? This is the cover of the box. So let's see here. I think she's got a sword in her hand. We've got the teacup, the cute little teapot. Can you see that? And then the teacup, maybe the pentacle is the top, the base. What am I missing? A wand. Maybe the wand is the stand of the stand. I don't know. Again, I have to look at this. Oh, another thing I should say is a quick glance through the guidebook shows me that this is really a deck about poetry and imagination. You're not going to get any explanation of the artistic choices. It's not going to refer to specific images on the cards from the few that I've read. It's just going to go straight into sort of a poem. Oh, let's read The Magician. Let's read it right now. I'm going to hold it up while I read. Is that in the camera? Yes, it is. The Magician. Wand and wizard, elemental hammers, a fiery chisel in your belt. Fill the void with lanterns and flowers. The ladder to eternity is sprouted from earth. Manifestation, creation, there in the folds of your cloak. A violet light warming the dark into life. The wizard come atop your skull, sends stars into evening. Wizard cone, not come. Cone atop your skull. Upright meanings, willpower, skill, taking action, confidence, resourcefulness, logic. Reversed, manipulation, trickery, lack of resources, lack of confidence, unfocused. Element, air, zodiac planet, Mercury. And the description is the same for all of the cards. Minor Arcana doesn't have an elemental association or a planetary association. So, I mean, the guidebook is more of like a spark of inspiration. The meanings are there if you want to look down to the keywords of the card, but it's very poetic. It's very metaphorical. It's not a literal analysis of artistic choices. So on the one hand, it could be frustrating to a newer reader. On the other hand, what freedom. They're really your cards to make, not that they are, not all tarot cards aren't like this, but like make of it what you will. Use the guidebook, don't use the guidebook. Make of that what you will. Only use the guidebook. You do you. Oh yeah, I gotta show the High Priestess because she is so gorgeous. And I really like the way the card blends sort of different elements of earth, right? So we've got a big fluffy cloud below, the moon below, but also clouds above, a starry night above her head, the triple goddess sign. Is that water or is that the surface of the earth? I think it's water. Not that the surface of the earth is mostly water. But I like that sort of blending of landscapes and natural elements. I think that's super cool. Okay. I'm going to show a few more of the, oh God, it's so hard to choose. Empress is super pretty. Quite traditional in terms of the pregnant woman. I do enjoy the cow looking straight out at us. I'm going to skip ahead a few here. Let's see. Let's take a look at our Lovers card. My first impression of this is that this is a very feminine deck. A lot of the cards that are Waite Smith attributed to males are given to females, but not all. I think this is it would be an interesting study to do this, take a look at this deck and put it next to Chris Ann's Muse Tarot. They seem very similar in vibe to me. The Chariot. I also I dig the blending of black and white and color here. Strength has some nudity in the card. Isn't that gorgeous though? I do love a Strength card. Oh, we got to see the Hermit because the Hermit's one of my favorite cards in the deck as well. Look at her. Some Northern Lights in there. What is that on the stump? A skull and a skull and a mushroom, I think. And then a giant looking glass with an eye in it. Again, I could look to the guidebook. I bet it doesn't mention that. It might obliquely mention it, but it won't be like the Hermit holds a blah, 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 which means blah, 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 blah. Like it's not going to do that, which is fine. Okay, let's skip ahead a little bit. Sorry if I'm missing your faves. Oh, everybody likes to see a death card. It's an interesting sort of gesture parallel to the Fool. Like colors I might normally associate with like clowning. That's very interesting. But also red, white, black. It's much more stark than the Fool card. Devil. I should have said there's lots of nudity in this deck. I should have probably said. Sorry. Interesting, there's 3 there. Moon. So again, I saw, oh shoot, someone on Blue Sky had a fun thread where they went through all of their decks, all of their moon cards to just see which decks had crabs and which ones didn't. This one does. Interesting. Looks like he's slipping back into the water there. Our Sun card does have a baby on a horse. Also a nude man. That's interesting. I like that. I like that addition. I don't know why. I need to think about that. And there's something about the collage style of it that makes the baby on the horse seem not so... I don't know. I actually really like the Smith Waite baby on horse, but a lot of other babies on horses I don't like. This one I do, though. Maybe because the horse is tiny. Like, it all seems oddly just metaphorical in general. I don't know. All right, so let's just sort of move on from the majors and show you some wands. Again, they're pretty traditional. Let's take a look at the 2 and 3. So pretty traditional, but still the collage makes it interesting. I like that she looks like she's walking through the 3 wands in that one, like really embarking on the journey. Oh, my cat just fell off the desk. Let's see. I like this. 7 of Wands. This deck has a sense of humor to it. Like, it's got that... Wasn't he a jaunty little lad? On guard. It looks like he's just... reminds me a bit of the Princess Bride. I'm not left-handed either. Like that, he looks so non-affected by these oncoming wands. That's interesting. This, okay, come on. All my witch lovers, all my witchy women, or men. 8 of Wands. I adore this. This might be my favorite card so far. And look how cute they are. All pin-uppy and happy and... Oh, fabulous. And there's a wand flying by itself and one with 2 on it. Oh, what a great card that is. Bravo. Oh, everybody loves the 8 of Wands. This one's interesting. I like that too. With the addition of the flames. Because again, it looks like she could just step sideways out of there. But it heightens the urgency to get herself out, to have the flames in there. That's interesting. I will be interested to look at the guidebook for all of these, even though it's really poetic and metaphorical. I also really like the very tidy rows of vegetation and flowers behind her. Like if she can just get out of her own mind, there is a sense of order to be found, but she's not looking at it right now. Although her blindfold is just above her eyes. Interesting. There's a lot of layers to that one. All right, let's look at some quartz. Another sort of carnival-esque. This deck is like touches of carnival to it for a page. A number of the knights, maybe all of them, but I can't say that with 100% certainty. I can't remember what it showed on the Kickstarter. But some of them are women, which I always like. That horse looks Arabian. That's a really good choice for wands. Queen and king, pretty standard. King, although again, not seated. I do like that. I do like the standing queen. I like the flames. I like the sun. I like everything's kind of more the lions. Yeah, she's gorgeous. And the king's got his little gecko. Lots of crystals in that one too. It's interesting. The queen's got flowers and the king has crystals. Interesting. Well, I guess he's got a couple flowers too, but not like the queen does. All right, let's take a look at some cups. Isn't that nice? Two of Cups. It's got that hint of romance to it that not all Two of Cups have. Sometimes it's more teamwork, or just this partnership. But that's lovely. Oh, and then there's more. There's children on the other side, and one of them has the scales of justice. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Ooh, there's a lot you could do with that. Our Three of Cups are mermaids. Out of the water, floating above the water. That's really interesting too. Four of Cups, Five of Cups. Oh, here's our Seven of Cups. Again, pretty standard. I just really like her. I like her hands up by her head. Like that feeling of 1,000 possibilities is quite stressful. Sometimes it's very nice to have choices made for you. Just that tiny little addition. I like that a lot. Ooh, I do remember this one from the campaign because I really liked this. So we've got Eight of Cups, again, pretty standard. Stacked as well. So that's interesting, through the mountains. But what I really like, it's going to be hard to pick it up here, but we've got this little framed floating picture with ships tumbling out of it, right? That there's an adventure to go on here. It's not just walking away, but walking towards. And I haven't seen that many Eight of Cups that demonstrates something that you're walking towards. Because whenever you walk away from something, you're walking towards something else. And I mean, this could be read as catastrophe. Look at that ship going over the side. It could be looking as adventure. It could be a mirror image of that fool stepping off into the void. I think that is so stunning. There's so much to play with in these cards. I really like it. Isn't that interesting? 10 of Cups. Wow, again. So standard sort of family rainbow imagery, and a family taking their baby, and he's got an old-fashioned flash camera on his back. And there's like a little hobbit hole in the mountain, right? So could it be coming home from a day of appreciating gratitude, and now you're going back home? Is it going towards a home? There's lots of fun things you could do here. So our page in this one is female. Oh, I like my Knight of Cups. Oh, how interesting. So there's our page there. She's cute. And look at our Knight of Cups with the cup, the cup and the little fishy again. But so much older, so much more wisdom and energy in that card. Oh, that's interesting. Oh my God, look at the stockings on our Queen of Cups. Gorge. I love this interplay of the intertidal species. It's one of the things, oh, I really like that. I'm just fascinated. I don't live on the ocean, so I don't live anywhere near these things, but you know, when you go out, like these little species, these little anemones and crabs and like these things that can live on the beach when the tide is low and under the water when the tide is high. It's amazing to me. Like just, oh, that's so cool. I love, 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 love. King of Cups, always keeping his feet out of the water. And there's lots of cool things going on around him. Get your feet wet, King. Come on. Don't be a wimp. All right, now we're to the swords. Okay. Ace. I'll show you that one. Interesting. I really like this Two of Swords. So again, we've got these scales. And what's on the scale? It looks like a brain and a heart. A brain and a heart. And right now, the heart is heavier. Fascinating. Fascinating. See, I think this is a deck really where you'd have to... I don't know if I would just want to pull a single card from this deck. I would want to see how it interplays with other cards so I could interpret these other little elements. But I also think it's really cool that she's not holding the swords. Her hands are on the bench, but the swords are still crossing in front of her. I think that's just really interesting. Really interesting as an interpretive tool. Oh boy. Three of Swords. This is a tough one. It's got a depiction of a human heart in it with some swords in it, just so you know. Yeah. Rough. I do very much like the symbolism of carrying that heart though. Like physically carrying that heart. Across sea of blood, it looks like. That's very Macbeth. Oh yeah. Oof. Four of Swords is so sleepy. Five of Swords, kind of standard. Well, this is interesting. The Six of Swords, it's just a slightly different moment. It's sort of like, well, I don't know I don't have the before tarot, but I know the before tarot has sort of the Smith-Waite moments before the Smith-Waite image. So this is like the decision to go, as opposed to the active crossing of the river and the carrying of the baby onto the boat. Look at how determined she looks at the front of the bow of the boat, I should say. That's beautiful. Oh, oh God. Oh God, oh God. Oh my God, did I mix up the Eight of Wands and the Eight of Swords? I did. I lost my mind on there. Wait, did I? I did. You have to look that up again. Okay. I'm gonna go back and look at that because that's weird. Seven of Swords. Look at the expression on her face. She's like that kid looking at the burning house, kind of. What a sneaky little imp. I feel like we're supposed to relate to that Seven of Swords. How funny. And again, sort of carnival adjacent. All right, I'm going to go back. Here's the Eight of Swords. I'm looking at for the Eight of Wands here because... Where are we? Oh, no, it wasn't the Eight of Wands. What am I talking about? I just feel like I've already seen the... Oh, the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands. That's why I mixed it up. This is very traditional. Eight of Swords. Nine of Wands. I have to think about that. I don't know what I think about that. Huh. I don't know. Interesting, though. Interesting. The interesting things, I think, still stand for that. But that's, is it the same person? No. No, for a second I thought it was the same person. But they're dressed in a similar color, but clearly different people, different dresses. Interesting. Okay. Oh, Nine of Swords. Check this out. Look at that. Okay, so here we have, what is that? We've got a heart and a brain impaled by one of the swords. And something else, and I can't tell what it is. This might be my old eyes. It looks like a muskrat. I don't think that it probably is. I'm talking about, oh wait, backwards. That thing right there. What is that? Is it a stomach? Maybe? Heart, brain? I don't know. I wonder if the guidebook will tell me that. It does look like a muskrat. However, anyway. I love this. Holy crap. Again, that sense of being trapped, but you're not really. That checkerboard evokes sort of some sort of cosmic game. Is that the moon in the background? No, it's not. It's the end of the handle of one of the swords. It's just very dark. If you see it in person, I'll try and trace it up here so I'm not. So there, see it travels. I thought maybe that was the moon, but it's only because it's on camera. I can see it perfectly when I'm just looking at the card. The time running out, although there's more time still in the top than at the bottom. That's interesting. This is a very nightmarish image, and so rich. What a great card. What a great Nine of Swords. 10 of Swords is very interesting as well. Very traditional. It's not quite the same swords. Well, is it? Might be. I'm not going to go through all the swords now. I do think the choice to flip from the back to the front is interesting. Being stabbed in the front is different than being stabbed in the back. That's interesting. All right, I got a page. It's pretty standard. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, interesting. So our Knight of Swords has a white steed. They're not mounted, but they have their own wings. Isn't that interesting? Interesting. Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords gets a bad rap. I love the Queen of Swords. That she's somehow unemotional. I just think of her as being like super intellectual. Hi, kitty. How's it going? King, pretty standard. Also more crystals. All right, one more suit. How are we doing? Oh God, 30 minutes. Okay. Ace of Pentacles, I'm not going to do. Two of Pentacles, I'm not going to do. Three of Pentacles. Pretty standard. Cat. Okay. Sorry. Oh, no. Oh God. Horrors. Okay. Oh, I dropped him in front of the dog. That's okay, buddy. Okay. Yikes. It's almost a disaster. What was I saying? Oh, Four of Pentacles. She also looks quite sneaky. It's funny too, like this backdrop of this giant castle that looks like she could just walk to. Isn't that interesting? Six. Oh, isn't that fun? It's just so beautiful. This again, the typical gardening, but look how big that bloom is. And there's another one that isn't bloomed yet behind, and just the patience of that card I really, really like. Ooh, I love the Eight of Pentacles. Her craft is spinning. She's got her spinning wheel there. Oh, and the wheel itself is one of the pentacles, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, sorry. The wheel's not one because she's got one tucked under her arm there. I didn't look closely enough. That's very sweet though. Spinning is such a magical craft. From folk tales and fairy tales and oh, I like that a lot. Oh, that's beautiful. Nine of Pentacles. What a boss. Pretty typical. Even the color of that one I feel like is very traditional Wade Smith. 10. Also pretty typical. Lovely family. Cute dog. Different generations. Gorgeous card though. Page of Pentacles. There we go. Knight of Pentacles. Oh. Again, as a horse person, I do wish this were a heavier draft breed, which I feel like suits the Knight of Pentacles. And also not walking. I'm so fussy about my Knight of Pentacles. It's a gorgeous card, but I feel like that breed is too light. If you look on the Smith weight, it's a much heavier draft breed of horse, a Frisian or a, not a, it won't be a Clydesdale, but something like that. That's what I really like from my Knight. Well, I'll just do the last two because we got two left. The Queen and a King. Oh, he's pretty glorious. Look at that power stance. Oh, look at his robe. Ooh. Is it him or her? Her. Sorry, I just said him because I was just so taken in by all the imagery. There's a lot to look at in this cards. And sometimes that bothers me, but unlike the one I really couldn't do was the Shadowscapes. Those cards were just too busy. And while these cards are lavish, I don't think they're busy. I don't find them busy at all. There's just a lot to look at for a first impression. Wow. Wow. And it seems to me that we've got kind of a color palette here. Well, maybe not. I was going to say a color palette per suit, but I don't think that's true. I just think the last few Pentacle cards were very yellow. Okay, now I am all mixed up. Everything, because I was putting things into different piles. And so let's talk a couple Oracle pairings. Oh, maybe I chose badly here because I think some of these are out of print, I think. Oh God, now some are upside down. Already messing it up. Okay, so the first one I thought, like I said, I think it'd actually be fun to read them, to pull some cards from the Muse Tarot and some cards from this tarot and see if they would compete or play nicely. I don't know. But the first one that occurred to me was the Connected and Free Oracle. This is the Inner Hue Indie edition. I do think there is a mass market version of this available, at least in French. This is one of my favorite Oracle decks. I just think it's so beautiful. So, and already just sitting them next to each other and doing some pulls here. This is Expectation. Ooh, 8 of Wands Expectation. That's interesting. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to vibe with that. Oh, some of these are upside down too. Oh, Lordy. Just the vibrancy of the colors does it, I think. And maybe also the full rich artwork and the simplicity of the full rich artwork of the tarot and the simplicity of the oracle. I can dig that. Okay, so that's the Connected and Free. I also thought about the Maiden Oracle to try and save its life in my collection. I don't know what I was thinking. I mean, I bought this secondhand, thank goodness. Because just with shipping to Canada, it would have been nonsense. Because it is so beautiful. I never do a thing with it because the images mean nothing to me. I cannot draw anything out of them. I want to look at the guidebook every time. Like, I mean, there's some keywords on here, but I don't know. It hasn't been working for me. But let's see. And it's funny because this is an extremely muted deck, but I thought it might be an interesting contrast. And then because of the way these look, the titles, oh yeah. It's also very flowery, the Moonjube Tarot. That's quite nice. Oop. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, I quite like that actually. One more. Yeah. Okay. Okay, maiden. And then the last one I thought would work with it is the Sacred Symbols Oracle by Marcella Kroll. Now, if you have gotten this deck in the last little while, my deck is going to look different because this is the independent version, which I do like better than the mass market. I don't know why when it went mass market, they changed the titles, because I love the way the titles are integrated into this deck. And the indie, the mass market, I think is so boring with the titles. Like, you'll see what I mean in a minute. Okay. Oh, that's an interesting pairing. 8 of Swords and Power. Well, visually, that doesn't quite pop the way I thought it might. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Oh, this is a good pairing. Although I don't know stylistically if I like it as much as I thought I would. I'm just going to show you a few more while I'm on this tangent about the sacred symbols, because like I want to normalize titles that look different on every card and have them integrated with the artwork. Okay, these are all at the bottom. Let me find some at the top there. Focus. I just think that looks so cool to have them all in different fonts, different sizes. I just, it's one of the things too, I really like the way that titles are integrated into artwork. Oh, there's one down the side. Like the Dame Darcy Mermaid Tarot. I don't think that tarot is actually for me, even though I think the artwork is very pretty. I just love the way that the titles are done and they're different on every card to sort of mold around the art. I don't, mermaids don't do anything for me. And I know there's some controversy around that deck as well, but let's be creative with our titles, people. Anyway, that is the Moonjube Tarot, sort of, some of it. I will say that this deck is available for, so the Kickstarter has been and gone. So people are getting their Kickstarters now. However, two things. The artist, if you look up Moonjube, I'll put a link in the description, but moonjube.com is doing a pre-sale on her website for the remaining decks from the indie run. And before the Kickstarter was, well, that's not true. I think after the Kickstarter was finished funding, but before the printing process was finished, this deck already has a mass market deal with Wiser. So I think it will be somewhat different. She said just in the Kickstarter announcement, it will be different. But if shipping is killing you these days, even with our weak little Canadian dollar, getting anything across any border right now seems well nigh impossible. So if you are loving the look of this, but the money is too much, even with the Canadian conversion, once you factor in shipping, just know that I think, when was it? Spring 2026, I think it's going to be a mass market version of the Moonjube Tarot. So I think if you like the look of this deck, if you want to play around with it, I think it's really fun, and I'm super interested to study it, because I think there might be some things in here I don't love, and it'll challenge me to think about why, and like what about that interpretation do I love? Do I not jive with so well? Why? I love to be challenged by a deck like that. So the good news is there are several ways to get this deck into your hand if you like it. I bought this deck with my own money. I did not receive it as a promotion. I never get those things. Everything I do is with my own money. So yeah, just my own little look at the Moonjube Tarot for the first time. Oh, one more thing. Oh my God, 40 minutes. Ridiculous. If you're still here, I hit 1,000 subscribers. That's crazy. I mean, is that number true? Probably no, because I was gone for so long that I think people just sort of left, and totally understandably, and not hardly anybody watches my videos compared to who's subscribed, but I feel pretty great. So if you subscribe to me ever and you're watching this video, Thanks a lot. I never thought I would do anything other than make responses to other people's videos, like 31 Days of Tarot in January, or that Ethany ran or whatever. Yeah, feels great. So thanks. Bye.